The number one question I get nearly every single day is when? When will the bull market start? When will things finally go insane? When will I see these crazy gains? Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you that we've got the answers. Or rather, probability-wise, we know what the best course of action is. And even though I should tell you straight away that this is just following history, this is just statistics, and it doesn't necessarily have to happen, this is what almost anybody I know is banking on. And so this is the golden line. Whenever I see articles like this, I'm always skeptical. Ripple's XRP price at $10 now, as nigh as ever, after yet another landmark win against the SEC. I've told you guys already, there's no piece of news that can bring the XRP price to $10 overnight, or there's nothing that makes it deserve $10, $15, or whatever more, because it's already got the fundamentals from every perspective to reach those prices. Matter of fact, I actually believe XRP should have hit $10 plus already in 2021 had it not been for the SEC. At the time though, right, they were in a little bit of trouble. And right now, the market conditions are not optimal, yet they've got one major advantage. Right now, they've got the legal clarity from the SEC, meaning this time around, if the run does come back, most likely it's going to be out of proportion because it just lacked the gains back in 2021. And I think this time around, it'll make up for it. Sentiment said, in another big ruling for Ripple, the SEC's appeal on its accusation of the company's alleged unlawful sales of securities has been denied. XRP immediately went up 8% and is currently making up almost a quarter of the top 100 asset discussions. Anyway, what we see here, though, is a very important indicator. We actually noticed that whenever something crazy happens in this lawsuit, the discussion around XRP all of a sudden skyrockets. And that's one of the most funny parts about XRP as a concept. It's really kind of at the bottom in a bear market in terms of movement. I mean, right now we're not seeing much moves at all. It's just like almost any other crypto, but it really takes the number one spot. I'd say even more controversially and crazy than Bitcoin in a real massive bull market. But the sad or good part is that it's going to rely on Bitcoin to say when XRP will hit those heights. Let me explain. We've covered before the comparison between XRP's run and that of Bitcoin and how XRP, as it currently looks, right, basically missed out on a lot of gains back in 2021. And for that reason, it deserves this massive run in 2023, basically. Just to give you guys an idea of the line, if we kind of match it up with that of Bitcoin, what you see is that indeed, right here, Bitcoin hit a new all-time high, XRP hit a new all-time high. A little bit later in 2021, this is 2014. Let's put it a little bit better. There we go. This is the way it should look like to kind of match these two up. Back in 2013, 2014, both of these hit an all-time high, XRP and Bitcoin. Back in 2017, 2018, both of these hit an all-time high. You can see it right there for Bitcoin, right there for XRP. In 2021, where all these other cryptos like Ethereum, etc., were hitting an all-time high, and so was Bitcoin, as you can see right there, XRP actually, in that period, has only come down. Where again, Bitcoin and everything has only gone up in this time period. I believe, had it not been for the SEC, that XRP would have followed a similar path of only up and up and up, with the XRP price being most likely roughly at around $10 or so this run to kind of match the pace that Bitcoin was going at, which is about 2.5 times the all-time high. For XRP to go from $3 to about $10 would be quite reasonable. Right now, the current phase we're watching, though, is the accumulation phase for Bitcoin, where Bitcoin is taking a lot of money in to basically prepare itself for another massive altcoin run. Right now, a lot of money is flowing into Bitcoin from fiat, but also from all these altcoins, as people are basically giving up on the crazy potentials, altcoins at the bottom, and they're noticing the same trend that happens every single time is repeating itself. Bitcoin bottomed out in terms of dominance at about 39%, and as we all know, the bottom of this market basically came at around the end of November, beginning of December, that little area right here, which also reflects the moment where the Bitcoin dominance started to turn back around. At this point, basically people capitulated on their altcoins like crazy, starting to go more towards Bitcoin, starting to understand the trend that's ongoing, where more and more money flows into Bitcoin to prepare for a crazy altcoin rush that's about to happen, significant amount afterwards, but inevitably. That's the period that we're in right now, though, again, where Bitcoin is gaining all that momentum, and at some point it's going to shift where a lot of money is going to flow out and going to go towards altcoins, and we expect that moment to be somewhere around the halving. To put it into perspective here, We had our original halving right here in June of 2016. You can see how Bitcoin dominance dropped very quickly afterwards. Had another halving, I believe, around the end of May, beginning of May, end of April of 2020. And you can see how the dominance went quickly after that. And so around the halving cycle, so around April to May of 2024, we're expecting this dominance to have hit its highest point. Again, what the percentage is going to be very dependable. But from that point forward, it's basically going to turn around. And the general trajectory, the general direction for Bitcoin in this whole multi-year cycle still remains upwards, all right? So we're still expecting, regardless of dominance, that it's going to basically look like this. And there can be bigger dips, there can be bigger heights, but the general direction is like this. That's the way it's been going for the last decade, all right? And Bitcoin, since its inception, logarithmically, has only continued to go up. Yes, the deviations get a little bit crazier, especially now that we've got BlackRock and the other institutions joining the game. But following history, all right, we hit a new all-time high about a third into the halving cycle. And if we had to then extrapolate that towards what's going to happen next, we assume the middle of 2025 is going to be where Bitcoin hits a new height. What price is going to be at, we do not yet know. But all major characteristics have already played a role. We've got ourselves, this indicator, a pi cycle bottom already that points out where exactly the bottom is of the cycle. We've had a similar 80% downside from the all-time high. We've touched the trend line. All these different parts that play out the same exact way every single cycle are showcasing themselves perfectly here. So we are expecting, again, a similar result over the next couple hundred days. And since I last said that, you can see we've already actually progressed pretty significantly throughout the last year or so, because we reached this lowest point back in November, or I guess November, December-ish of 2022. So we've already gotten about a year from the bottom. Bitcoin's price is almost doubled from that lowest point. But we expect it to at least, again, double the all-time high, if not triple, in about June of 2025. With, again, all coins starting to probably do well from about the middle of 2024. There's some potential for some crazier rushes earlier, but that's basically when altcoins will most likely start doing pretty crazy. And again, our expectation for XRP is pretty similar to what I just stated, where I think 2021, right, should have been a $10 XRP. Similarly to how Bitcoin went about 2.5x its 2017 all-time high. And I believe right now, Bitcoin will at least double towards, let's just say 150,000 from 70. And so XRP should, theoretically speaking, also double from the high point it should have hit back in 2021. So that means a $20 XRP, again, for my own thoughts, around the middle of 2025. Can I guarantee this? No. Am I your financial advisor? Absolutely not. This is following history and following logic, and if you agree or disagree, let me know in the comment section down below. If you think this is stupid, this makes no sense, please let me know in the comment section. If you think this is indeed making a lot of sense, because that's basically all we've got in terms of data over Bitcoin in terms of XRP, let me know in the comment section down below too, and make sure you press that like button. At the end of the day, you can put all these fancy charts in here. I don't think that's necessary. I think the bigger swing is most important, because whatever you're doing on the short term, I personally think is all just to get more capital to buy your way in for the major rise that's about to happen throughout this period here, throughout these next couple of months. Then again, if you're asking me, what are we doing in 2025? Some major VC guys told me, most likely the next bull run, the regulations are going to be so significant from some of these regulatory bodies that they're going to try and crash crypto so hard, it's best to cash out more than any of these previous runs. I told you before, I never really cashed out too much crypto because I believe in the tech too much. I believe in this industry too much. But I'm always realistic in saying sometimes you've got to take profits to pursue other dreams, other verticals, and think about your own safety and economic future. 2025, this next run, I'm going to be cashing out a lot more than I've done in any other run. And I'm not going to just put it into fiat. I'm going to definitely buy a lot of my precious metals, so gold and silver, but also invested in a lot of different businesses. Not these major stocks like an Apple or something. I don't think those will do extremely well, but actual tangible businesses, like family businesses, so to speak. Just a lot of different things. Why? Because we don't know how hard crypto is going to crash afterwards. And this time around, we've prepared ourselves significantly to see where we are topping out. Because again, history, kind of repeats itself in some weird shape or form. It's not going to be exact, right? We can be another couple of months off, and we can be a little bit off with how high things go or how low things go. But as we get further and further into 2025, we're going to have to think about lowering our exposure towards crypto just for safety purposes. And I personally believe XRP will be at a significantly higher price at that point, but hey, a lot of you guys are asking when. I personally think that's going to be when. And if I'm wrong, so be it. But that's what I'm basing every single thing I'm doing with regards to investing on. And that's why I'm buying like a madman every single day, because I understand what I'm doing it for. But yeah, as I said before, leave your comments down below if you think I'm an idiot. Let me know down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you press that like button. It's not financial advice, just following the pattern.